And so it's delivering that message of our Latinx culture to a huge audience. Again, $190 million in the box office. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Yes.
Oh my God, he's
by
excited.
Sony Pictures, made its blockbuster debut at the end of 2018. And who knew really that an animated film based on a comic book superhero would go on to gross more than $190 million and win an Oscar. Speaking of Oscars. Well, because of the movie's giant success, it was quickly greenlit for a sequel. And for those of you that haven't seen the first movie, definitely do it. The story is centered on Miles Morales, an afro-Latino who was bitten by a radioactive spider and later brought together by spider people from multiple universes by a supervillain. Okay, we don't know much about the upcoming sequel yet, but what we do know is that the story will continue with Miles and that it will hit theaters in April 2022, which gives you plenty of time to watch and rewatch the first one like I have.
And all the other Spider-Man movies.
Why would we though?
Did Sony successfully prove that audiences were ready for an Afro-Latino Spider-Man?
Well, listen, I am for like all the Afro-Latino things. Of course, yes. Of course, representation, yes. All you want. But now I think you have to get this because like I need to side on you, and we talked about this.
My thing is, I mean, I love that there's representation, and this is great. I'm just kind of over the Spider-Man movies.
So
I'm not gonna lie. There's so many. I don't know what it is anymore. You were telling me earlier that this one now has like different dimension Spider-Mans, and I was like, what? There's even a Spider-Woman, Gwen.
A pig.
A pig.
Yes, I feel like sequels and like remakes and remakes and remakes. Sometimes like just like it's too much. It's like why can't you just like invent a new superhero?
Well, here's the thing.
A woman one, perhaps.
But let me tell you something. I really feel a strong connection to this movie specifically because it's obviously you could look at it as another Spider-Man movie, right? But this one specifically, again, this Spider-Man is Miles Morales, right? So he's a biracial. He's black and he's Puerto Rican, right? Afro-Latino.
He speaks Spanish in this one.
He speaks Spanish to his mom, and you hear that in the you know when he's at home, you have that, and so it's delivering that message of our Latinx culture to a huge audience. Again, $190 million in the box office. Now, if we go back a few years to Fantastic Four, Jessica Alba played Invisible Woman, which was in the comics a white woman, and Michael B. Jordan played Human Torch, right? And you know, you're talking obviously about a black actor playing a white character in the comics. A lot of people had a problem with that. A lot of people had problems with that, and they voiced it strongly, so much so that you know the studios were like, "Did we make a mistake?" In this case, there was an Afro-Latino Spider-Man, and everyone accepted it. And by the way, 97% critics on Rotten Tomatoes. And again, it won the Oscar for Best Animated Feature.
And it grossed, I don't know how much billions more than the other Spider-Man. I get that, but that's just proof that, us Latinos and Afro-Latinos, all this really works. And I think we know that. So therefore, I've already been on that bandwagon. Like, I'm all for this. I think it's about time. My thing is, can we do it with other movies? Can we do it with other characters? I know we have Salma Hayek right now doing Ajax, and I'm excited about that, but I want new things. Spider-Man, how many versions have they done already? At least 6, and I don't even know that for sure.
But you know what? You do want new versions. This is it. You have, I think it's like 6 or 7 different Spider-Mans, women, and creatures in Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. So you want new ones? There you go.
But give it to me in real life, carne y hueso. Give me a real Afro-Latino. Don't give me this cartoon.
Naz, you bring up a fantastic point. You bring up a fantastic point. This will potentially lead us into a real-life action, movie with an Afro-Latino playing that role.
But it's still sad that this is what it takes for people to recognize that us Latinx culture, we work. The whole world has pieces of Latin in them.
Underestimated.
You know what I mean? So why is it this so like, oh wow, epiphanies?
But here's the thing. You guys said it yourself. Baby steps, right? And it's about proving yourselves. Look, Black Panther did something huge.
But we agree with you about the representation part. That's fine.
No, but that's what I'm saying. It takes moments like this, right, to start opening those doors. So we have to support these films, and we have to.
We are supporting them.
Yes, we are about.
We will. I just want more Afro-Latinos and other types, not Spider-Man, because there's already like 20 of them. Let's do something brand new like Black Panther that we hadn't seen, and it was a freaking amazing movie.
I'm all for the Spider-Man. Are you kidding me?
No, Spider-Pig, no.
And so is $190 million more into it.
That's true. Hey, if you like getting the top entertainment stories through the Latin lens, then subscribe.
We talk everything from Rosalia to Beyonce.
All the things. Subscribe.
Press that button.
Press it.